Hey everybody. So happy Monday. Let me see if I can get this shared in my group. Let me know who's here. And we're going to talk about what do I do? And hey Aisha. I hope you had a great weekend. Let me see if I can get this in my group. Where is it at? I got so many windows open. So we're going to talk about what do I do? Like, what do I offer? How do I serve my clients? Different things like that. And see if you guys want to offer project management too. Because I'm a project manager. So let me try to get this in my group really quickly. Aisha, had a good weekend? Mine was pretty good. It was busy. But I went to it was a birthday party. So I was out of town. And then I was out of town Friday to Sunday. Came back Sunday. Alright, got this in my group. Okay, I got it in my group. Okay, so if anyone, I'm old people. Y'all know I'm a project manager. But I do other things too. But I really like project management the most, and that's what I specialize in. So I'm a project manager for a website development company, small business. And what I do is I set up the task for the contractors. So she has her own contractors that handle most of the works, and they do different things on the website. So I make sure everyone has what they need to complete their task, and then I check the task to make sure it's done properly, and then make sure we're completing it by the due dates and different milestones that we have promised to the client. This is why I wear a hat, because all of these frizzy things. So I make sure that it is all the different milestones are reached, completed by the due date that we gave the client. And then I correspond with the client as far as any kind of additional edits or things that they don't like, different tweaks they want to do to it. And then I get it back to the contractors, and then I let the contractors know. They do it. I check it, and we get it back. And then we just continue that process. We have different stages of it. So it's not continuous, but we have different stages of it that we go through, like a review process, and then we have the completed website, and then we get it to the client, and then we're good to go. So that's what I do. So oh my God, I don't know. We have so many projects. I can't even say how many. Probably 10 or 12, 15. I don't know. But it's up in that number as far as how many that we're working on at one time. So it gets pretty busy. So with project management, you definitely have to be really organized. You definitely have to be able to clearly communicate what your expectations are as far as with the client and with the contractors. And the question, like I said, you got to be extremely organized. You have to be detail orientated. Because there's oh my God, to certain colors that they want, certain fonts, different things they want on the website, as far as links and different things like that. Hey, Amira, I hope I'm saying your name right. So it's different things that must be on the website that I have to check, and I have to be really detailed about as far as what it is. And sometimes they say it's too big, and you're like, it's not that big, but it's a lot that goes into it. So with project management, she definitely is my most time-consuming client. So I spend a lot of time with her. But then our bond is so strong because, thank you, great. Our bond is so strong because I spend so much time with her. So I feel like we haven't even met in person, and I feel like she's one of my best friends, my best business buddy, because I learned so much from her. And like I tell you guys, she was my first long-term client, so I learned so much from her. And she was telling me the other day, she's learned so much from me too, because we specialize in different areas. So yeah, don't be afraid to get out there and talk to clients and just figure out what you really like doing, because she was my third client. from starting my business, and then I figured out, okay, yeah, this is what I really want to do. This is what I really want to focus on. And I knew that I wanted to work with her, and I knew that I wanted her to be like where I spend majority of my time during the week. So it all worked out. And then a lot of the things that I learned from her, I just started to offer to different business owners because I knew they would need it too. And I just start marketing different kind of services. But always, I really try to focus on project management the most because that's what I like to do. But I offer different other things. As far as even with her, I am the project manager, but I still do other things for her, like different admin tasks and email management and different things like that. So, and then I know a lot of people are like, okay, I have to figure out exactly what I want to offer. So when I go into the conversation, I know, but it changes so much for me. Like I know what I offer, but I have another client that her business is so aligned with my coaching side of my business that I brought her on, even though I don't really even market those different things that she wants me to do. Once I sat down and had a phone call with her and figured out what she wanted to do with her business, I was like, yeah, we are a good fit because I'm already doing this in my business and she wanted to venture into it. And so I was like, okay, I can go ahead and do it because I already been doing it. So, but yeah, that's what I do in project management. So my day is normally first thing in the morning, checking emails. So I check emails. Of course, we have to stay on top of emails because the clients send in so many things. Like we have leads, we have requests, we have edits, and then we also have our maintenance people that have like monthly plans where they want updates to their website every so often. And so there's like projects that we do as far as building the website, and then there's maintenance that we do as far as keeping it updated and edits and different things like that. So I focus a lot on the maintenance side on it, but I still do a lot of like the complete website management part of it too. So my typical day is like 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm on checking emails, getting status updates as far as where we at. Checking with the different contractors, see if they need anything, what they're missing. So that part of the day, I'm really just like seeing what fires I need to put out throughout the day. Pretty much, I'm trying to gauge like what's going on and what has happened since I wasn't on in the evening time, and what we need to step up on and get done today and have off to the client. So that's what I'm doing. And then after that point, I'm going in and I'm pretty much just checking whatever was completed that the contractors say they're done. I'm pretty much going in and checking those tasks, making sure they're done correctly, making sure there's not anything else they need to go over. So then I go from like status checking until I move from status checking into like actual task checking, like making sure the tasks are done. And then hey Dion, happy Monday. And then after that is just pretty much just staying on top of everything, making sure they need everything, and then moving from okay, what we need to get done today, and then moving from that point to what we need to have completed by tomorrow. And that's it. And then in the meantime, I'm still emailing, and I'm still setting up like calls for her and appointments and different things like that. So it's a lot, but I love it. No. PMP, I think I heard it like a project management. That's like certification to be a project management. No, I'm not certified to be a project manager at all. Associate version of PMP. How do you go? For me, I'm just naturally good at organizing and staying on top of tasks. So if I would say that you can get clients without that. If you can prove to them, or not even so much as prove, because with her, I just was talking to her and letting her know what I can do and my plan as far as her business went. And then she was like, okay, yeah, you sound like you're exactly what I need. And so she brought me on, and then I was a project manager. And then how do I attract my clients? Staying active in Facebook groups. Like, I'm in Facebook groups. I'm in my Facebook group. I'm in other Facebook groups. Wherever that I think that I know my ideal client hangs out, I'm in those Facebook groups and I'm dropping tips and I'm answering questions and I'm just staying active, because what you really want in the online world is to be visible. Since we're not in like a actual office, we can't be visible that way. So we have to show up and be visible in the Facebook groups to attract the clients. And I love that you said attract, because my goal is to attract and not go find. In the beginning, I did a lot of searching, like cold email and pitching pretty much. But at this point in my business, like, I'm attracting most of my clients just from Facebook groups too. I know some people use other things. I do still send out like some cold emails, but it's to my people that I really, really want to work with, that I've seen. Like, I look into their business and I see them. Hey, Janet. So I look into their business and I see like what they have going on. I'm like, oh, she seems super cool. I want to work with her. So then I'll send out a cold email and pitch that way. But most of my clients now, thankfully, they come to me. Even my coaching clients. Anybody else have any kind of questions? And then how did I get into like project management? I think back then she posted on her Facebook business page, I think, that she was looking for someone that can do project management, email management, and I think calendar management. I think those were the 3 things that she was looking for. And so I responded to her. I sent her a message and I was like, hey, are you still looking for a virtual assistant? This is what I do. This is experience I have. And then I just used my previous employment experience when I didn't have any kind of like virtual assistant experience. I just used that. And all these things flying around. But I just used that experience, and I told her like what I was previously doing at my old jobs and how it could help her out, and we just went from there. And actually with that call with her, we didn't even have a discovery call. Like, just from the messages, she was like, yeah, you're hired. And I've been with her ever since. It's almost a year. Anybody else have any kind of questions? But yeah, if you're super, super, super organized, because it's a lot of moving parts. But like I was telling you, it's like 10 projects, and then it's like, I think we have 5 or 6 contractors, and I think we're bringing on someone else. So I have to like make sure all of that is going on smoothly. So that's what I do. Yeah, I love it too, Amar. Like, it's pretty cool. It's really, really cool. And it's so funny because, okay, when before I even started my virtual assistant business, I was working at home with Amazon. And so I got really into planning. Like, I started planning like every aspect of my life, from my budget, from my personal, from like my work schedule, from like where did I see myself as far as like my personal life. But like, I was really into like saving, and I started going into Dave Ramsey, and then I just started planning every freaking thing, like day to day. I would keep track of my receipts, how much I was spending. Like, it got crazy. So, but crazy in a good way, because it was really good. I needed to stay on track on certain things because I was saving up for a house. So I started getting into planning a lot, and then my dad is an engineer, and he was like, maybe you should look into project management, because you're really good at like making a to-do list, getting things done, checking them off, and like breaking up different kind of projects. Like, I would look at my end goal and say, hey, what I needed to do for that month or week or whatever. So he was like, that's really good. You can do like that for project management. So I was like, hey. So looking into it and seeing what they do, and I was like, yeah, I think that's really what I would want to do forever. And so after looking into that, I was like, okay, I looked into Amazon to see what I would need to do to promote up to go into project management, and they were saying like, 3 years or 4 years, and it was just a long track for me, like, to go, and I knew I could do it right now. And so, of course, I talked to a couple of people at Amazon, and they were telling me some ways that I can kind of shorten the time up a little bit, if I go different kind of career paths within the company. But then I started looking more into a virtual assistant, and I was like, I can offer that service. So, it's so crazy because I started my business in December, and then I signed on with, my project management, client I think like at the beginning of January. So it didn't take that long. I think it was just my calling. So, but yeah, I just look for people that were looking for that service, and then I would pitch to them. That's it. And just all they really want to know is how you will help them. Like if you make a plan and tell them how you will get them from A to Z, they will most likely bring you on. Because my client, her like strengths are in different areas. Like she will know the end goal, but it's really hard for her to break down exactly all the steps that need to be taken to get there. Yeah, it's too lengthy for me. Like I knew that I could do it on my own, and I just had a feeling that I could just do it on my own and not really worry about that. So I knew I kept the Amazon job, and then I was researching it, and I was fired, and then I got my two clients on like in social media management, and then I went on over to her with project management. Did I like working for Amazon? Yes and no. I definitely like working any job that has work from home employees. That was a plus. But it was a job. I like the flexibility. Like they did have where I could create my own schedule as far as in 30-minute like slots or whatever. But the only thing was it was still a job, so I would have to commit to that schedule, and then if I had something to do, then of course I couldn't work those hours, and then I wouldn't be able to make that money. But like with my virtual assistant business, I can work whenever I want to work. Like let's say I wake up today and say I don't want to work that much today, or I don't even want to work at all. Then I don't have to. Like most of my deadlines are like through the end of the week. Like of course my project management, I would check in with them, but it's not like something that I have to do. I'm not on call. I don't have to be at my computer at all times. I could do it from my phone. And then also the Amazon job was a call center job, so I would have to make sure my background was quiet and different things like that. Now I can travel, take my computer with me, or even work from my phone, and I don't have to worry about it. So yeah, it was cool because it was working from home and it was semi-flexible, but I don't have to worry about being somewhere. Like I had to be in my office to work, and like I can take my son to the doctor and I can work off my phone. So that's why I like what I do. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Me and social media have like a love-hate relationship. Like some days I really love social media. As far as like posting and creating content and doing things like that. I'm more of on the fly, so it's kind of hard for me. And then also trying to do it for someone else is like trying to speak in someone else's voice is kind of hard for me too. I'm really good at my own thing. But recommend Fling Bass to send up LLC. What you're saying is exactly what we're looking for right now. Okay, so for me personally, I would just start out with a freelancer side of it, and then once I'm bringing in money or generating revenue in my business, I would reinvest it into setting up as an LLC. That's for me personally. That's how I would do it. But that was because I was fired, so I needed to bring that money in first before I could transition into anything else. So that's what I would do. Oh shoot. And I gotta go get my kid. You guys leave me more questions, comments below. I use Buffer. And I use Hootsuite. So for Hootsuite, I use it for my Facebook group. And then because they only give me like 30, so I just set those all up for my group, like my daily prompts. And then for Buffer, I use that for my Twitter and my Facebook business page. And then I also use Planolali or something. Starting using that for my Instagram. So I use them all. So yeah, and my thing is right now that I'm setting up a social media account for 2018, and I'm trying to fill it all up for every freaking day. So that's my goal by the end of 2018, really by the end of this week, to have the rest of it done. Because I'm a planner. I'm such a planner. I can't help it. So, but it's so funny because I like to do my Facebook group stuff. I don't like to plan that. It just comes naturally to me, and I just make a post. But like all that other stuff, I like to plan it out. And so that's what I'm doing. And then I would just copy and paste whatever I have in my calendar into my schedulers, because you know with the free side you only get so many, but it's easier just to do it that way. But I have to go get my kid, guys. But leave your comments, leave your questions, leave them in the group. If you guys want to start a thread, I can start a thread too, or if you have any kind of questions. And we can do that. But I hope you have a great Monday, and I will see you tomorrow. And I'll be in the group. Yeah, go ahead and send me a message. Thank you for checking in, and I will see you tomorrow.